This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and we are going to talk today about the biggest heist in human history. I don't know if you saw our thumbnail, but I absolutely love it. It's me and Jay in the old time. I don't know if do they still have the Hamburglar? Does anybody still know what that is, or am I just old now?
That was McDonald's.
Yeah, but I don't know if anybody that's watching this under the age of, whatever I am now, 38, if they know what that is, because I don't know if they still have it. I don't go to McDonald's anymore, but
I don't think so. It was Grimace, it was the Hamburglar, it was Ronald McDonald.
see now, Jay, you know a little bit too much about it now. Now you're showing your age.
Jack, when I was young, they actually had commercials with the characters running around. I don't know if you ever saw those, but they had the characters running around the McDonald's, and you could go visit them, I think, sometimes if they would show up at some McDonald's. Like Disney characters almost. Yeah,
I think they stopped doing that because a bunch of kids getting snatched by the pedophiles. Who the hell's going to dress up in those costumes and hang out?
The kid burglar.
Oh my God, you got to know. You're dressing up as the Hamburger, and you're hanging outside the McDonald's play area. I mean, you tell me.
God.
Oh man. God. All right. So yeah, we're going to talk about the biggest human heist in history. Things that. Actually, one politician said today that if this was eradicated, it would actually balance the federal budget. Amazingly enough. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about someone that has stolen content for a long period of time, is been unfollowed by Elon Musk, which I think is it's weird because on his thing it says largest show on X. I don't know if that's true or not. People put whatever the hell they want, but that's what he says. So, it'd just be funny if Elon Musk suddenly unfollowed him because maybe he realized he was stealing content. I don't know. But it seemed to happen a lot. Him with a stolen content. It happened to us many times. He stole, a lot of our content over the years. So,
well, Mario Northfall, that's what it is. He ran big spaces on X. He ran a lot of big, he ran a lot of big spaces. And apparently now with the whole thing going on with Nikita Beer and authentic content and all the stuff going on the platform, if you're on X, and they've been having it going back and forth, and just Elon, I guess, just decided to unfollow him. Okay.
Jay, am I wrong for thinking Nikita was a woman?
No, I don't.
I don't look at profile pictures that often. And when I see Nikita, I thought woman.
Yeah, I know. I just knew he wasn't because of the profile picture. It's obviously like a caricature.
Yeah, like I said, I don't look at those. I see the name. I saw Nikita, and I'm thinking woman for the longest of times until I saw the profile picture where he looks like a fucked up drunk. Why would you want that as your profile picture?
I don't know, but yeah, no, that name could go either way. Yeah, for sure. It's one of those names. It could be a guy, it could be a girl, right? Whatever. Yeah, but it's a guy.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, we got Max Associates in the house in the chat right there. That is awesome because I wanted to let everybody know. Be sure you guys go to maxassociates.etsy.com, the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. They have the absolute best stuff. I mean, you might as well go check it out because if you're going to get something anywhere else, you can get the same stuff here, only even better stuff, and 20% off any order of $20 or more and free shipping anywhere in the United States. You can scan the QR code at the top right, or you can go to maxassociates.etsy.com, the #1 place, like I said, in USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. They're always getting new stuff in too, always new products all the time. So you're going to want to check it out. Even if you've been there before and you've seen everything they've had and you've already ordered from them, I would go back and check it out because they're always getting in new stuff, pretty amazing stuff. And with Father's Day coming up and the 250th anniversary of the United States, heck, even with Memorial Day, what is today? Tuesday. Memorial Day was yesterday, wasn't it? Damn, time flies. With Memorial Day yesterday, you saw the way the Democrats were dissing America on Memorial Day. Now's the time to purchase something. Show the Democrats, that they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't miss it. They don't miss a chance, do they? Do they, Jack?
No, what was it they did? I'm trying to remember what the hell they did besides the George Floyd thing.
It was a George Floyd.
Honoring somebody else, though. Not just George Floyd. He was
apparently Alex Preddy too. The guy who decided to fight the ICE
else, man.
Maybe it's, but I saw Alex Preddy and I saw George Floyd all over the place, like the mayor Jacob Fry of Minneapolis.
Oh my God, that is the worst. Oh my God. Dude was crying in front of his dude didn't even know him. The guy was the guy that he didn't know. The guy was the guy who literally held a gun to the belly of a pregnant woman and robbed her. Yet he's kneeling at his casket, crying like a bitch. And he has no idea who this guy doesn't even care. He just wants the photo op. But now I can tell you right now, that guy has low T. If anybody ever had low testosterone in the history of the world, it is this man. Because I don't care if that guy was his best friend. You don't kneel and cry in front of the cameras. What a bitch.
Well, I mean, he basically had to be goaded into even mentioning Memorial Day yesterday. These people are unbelievable. And they just don't waste a chance to just hate this country. They hate this country. There's no, I don't see how.
Thank you. That was a good one. That was one of them.
What's that?
Thank you. Protesting ICE was one of the things
in Marion. Yeah, the Marion.
Not just that. I mean, I saw people. Some of the politicians actually put up people that were either deported or arrested by ICE, and that's who they were honoring as fallen heroes. The people that were arrested by ICE.
I just made a post today about just the one in New Jersey. Rapists, murderers, child molesters. These are the people in that facility that ICE has taken custody of. And you have politicians, this senator who said he got pepper sprayed. Well, good for you. Congratulations. You got pepper sprayed. These aren't protests. When you're attacking vehicles, the post you made, when you're doing that, that's not a protest. That's a criminal. That's a riot.
By the way, the federal government, the government allowed them to search vehicles in and out, going in and out. I saw the videos. I saw them search. I saw them say, okay, he's good. Let him go. Then they opened up the barriers. They were allowed to search ICE vehicles going in and out of the facility yesterday. And I don't know if that's still going out. Oh, yeah. Every vehicle that went in and out, even if it wasn't an ICE vehicle, it could have been a personal vehicle. They were allowed to search them.
If ICE, all right, if ICE is allowed, first of all, nobody should have their vehicle searched by these people. They don't have the right to do that.
Random civilians can't just go up and even start looking in your fucking car and shit.
Cops can't do that. Cops just can't randomly just come up to your car and start looking at it either. But now we're just letting these thugs go out and stop people coming in and out of a federal building. This is amazing to me. And listen, people are getting pissed at Mark Wayne Mullen and let me just start here.
I'm pretty pissed off at him right now, if you want the truth.
Well, hold on. I'm going to get to him.
Not just for this.
Well, I'll get to him on this. I don't know what you're mad about him. You can tell me in a second, right? But here's the thing. This is the local police being told to stand down. These are crimes being committed. This is disorderly conduct. This is impeding traffic. That is illegal. Equal treatment under the law says those people should be arrested by the local authorities. The mayors and the governor of New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill, the mayor of that area, they're all this sanctuary crap. I am so sick and tired of hearing that these people can't be arrested. They are violating the law. They're violating their oath. So now what I'm understanding, it takes a state prosecutor to prosecute that law. Federal prosecutors would have to do it civilly. That is ridiculous.
No. Let's forget the local cops for a second. It is a federal crime to impede federal officers. They can arrest these people if they want to. Federal officers, ICE, whoever it is, can arrest these people if they so choose. But they choose not to.
But they also don't have the manpower. And it's not, Jack, what's happening outside that facility, the local police should be stopping this.
They're supposed to, but where are you? You're in New Jersey. You got to know where you are.
But that's my point. You have the governor of New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill, who's obviously a left-wing Democrat, and the sanctuary status of the state, the sanctuary status of wherever this detention center is, and they won't let the police do their job. Now, if you were doing that, Jack, with a Trump sign in the middle of one of their busy streets, and you were stopping traffic, you'd be in handcuffs so fast it would make your head spin.
Oh, yeah. I'd be in the D.C. gulags.
And
they would literally transfer me from New Jersey to D.C. just so the liberal courts could put me in the gulags.
Correct. And here's my Mark Wayne Mullen thing, and then I'll listen to your Mark Wayne Mullen thing that you have on top of this. Okay. My Mark Wayne Mullen thing is, hey, if this is going on, deploy more personnel. Yeah. Deploy the amount of personnel you need to take control of your facility, to put people in handcuffs and arrest them. And I'm sick and tired of watching ICE officers push back on people. I saw one today where a woman with a bullhorn was talking right in the face, and the guy, I think it was a female, I don't know whatever it was, but they took the bullhorn away. But then they get into a shoving match. I'm like, why is there a shoving match? Grab her and arrest her. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
No, I completely agree. But let me tell you why I don't like this dude. First of all, he has a stupid first name, Mark Wayne. Why you got two first names? That's a serial killer name. That's John Wayne Gacy. I don't trust people with two first names. First of all, but that let's just put that aside for a second, okay? The main that's the first thing I hate about that dude.
All right, fine.
I mean,
his name
January 6th.
All right, we don't like the name. All right, January 6th. Go ahead.
That was terrible. But let me tell you what's going on right now. Okay. He is taking, and this is from somebody else's tweet that I actually, his name's David Harris. I actually thought it was a brilliant tweet. I don't know if this guy's a leftist or what, but it's a smart tweet. It says DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen has taken a noticeably more measured approach to immigration enforcement than his predecessor. Mullen has paused plans for large-scale detention warehouse construction and is considering reductions in CBP staffing at airports located in sanctuary jurisdictions. Regarding ICE operations during the upcoming World Cup, Mullen stated, we're not there to go around and mass up individuals. We're just going to get the worst of the worst. This reflects a shift toward prioritizing high-priority targets while dialing back some of the more aggressive infrastructure and staffing moves. That's why I don't like him.
Jack, here's what's going on. I think after Kristi Noem, right? After everything that went on in Minneapolis with Renee Good and Alex Preddy,
I didn't vote to deport the worst of the worst. I voted to deport
either.
the illegals.
I hated the messaging, and I love Tom Homan, but I didn't like the worst of the worst messaging coming out of him from day one.
No,
and he kind of nuanced it and he did nuance it, and he said, hey, listen, we're going for the worst of the worst, but if you happen to be in the area of the worst, we're going to take you too. You're not off the table. I didn't like that. It wasn't enough for me. I just wanted to say, if you're illegal, you're on the table, whether you're the worst of the worst or you never even got a parking ticket. If you're here illegally, we're coming for you. That should have been the messaging.
The word illegally connotates illegality.
Exactly. You don't, Jack, do you have any carve outs in the law for you? Is there any carve out in the law that you know of for Jack Danger?
No. Now, if I was a leftist, I would have lots.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though. In general,
I don't have any. Nobody on the right side has any. Illegals and leftists, those are the ones.
Right. There's no carve out in the law. If you don't pay, if you get a speeding ticket and you don't pay that summons, is there a carve out in the law that gives you a reprieve to say, hey, Your Honor, you know what? I just couldn't do it this time. Don't suspend my license, please. No, there is none of that. Your license gets a license.
The most shocking thing you said there was how calmly and coolly you said an illegal gets a license. That was what you just said right there.
No. I wasn't
it
saying
shows.
That.
It just shows how far. What, like when you were talking about how illegals will get a carve out for, they're not going to suspend your license. That has how normalized an illegal having a license has become in America. Not for you personally. I'm just saying that for people, illegals having driver's license equals okay now. Not you. I'm just saying it's just an example.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's the fact that even happens. The fact that they get any kind of ID, that's a valid.
You shouldn't be allowed to say that, Jay, with suspending the license, but you have to say that because they're allowed to have license.
No, but I mean, I was just making an example about you as Jack Danger, the American citizen. Yeah. If you got a speeding ticket and you couldn't pay the summons, they're not going to give you a carve out to say, "Oh, we won't suspend your license." No, you're getting your license suspended. There are no carve outs for you.
I was just talking about when you said that. The only reason you're even able to say that is because illegals are allowed to have driver's licenses. I mean, we're like in an upside down world here.
Oh, it's been upside down. Listen, since 2009, and we know what happened in 2009. Up has been down has been up, left has been right has been left. The sky isn't blue. It's been everything, and nobody has any personal responsibility for anything they do. It's somebody else's fault. And that all started in 2009, and we know what happened in 2009. Barack Obama got elected, and we're still in that area now, even after 1 and a quarter, a little bit more of President Trump being president. We have a ways to go to dig ourselves out of the hole that we've been put in by Barack Obama. That's it. And this whole thing with illegals is you couldn't even fathom this 15, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you couldn't fathom it. Just like you couldn't fathom the fact that we have to actually tell somebody that is a man, say Jack, right? If you have somebody who was a man but is now a woman, and you said you didn't want to date them because they're actually a man, you're the problem. That's where we are now. You couldn't fathom this 20 years ago, but here we are.
It's funny. And these are the kind of examples you need to tell to people when they say, oh, things that happened in the 30s and 40s can't happen now. We're like in medieval times here. We've gone all the way back to the Stone Age in terms of mental thinking here. How in 2026 are we at this point? We're at this point, and it's got a lot to do with MK Ultra and Operation Mockingbird. For me, I believe they were merged into one mass thing, like Tim Burchett said. But see, the thing is, Tim Burchett said that they were basically merged into one thing. They're done as it's a mass operation now, where they don't know who's going to commit the violence, but if they put it out there, eventually someone will commit. So that way they can wash their hands of it. They don't have to program someone. They can just put this shit out, and eventually someone will do it. But see, the thing is, what really bothers me about that, though, is I believe that's 100% true. And it was never more clear to me than when Luna and them pushed back the MK Ultra hearing. And all of a sudden, there's not another day. You'll probably never see it again.
I hope you're wrong, but you probably won't be. And listen, we love Tim Burchett. And again, I sent you a tweet from him today.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. My God. I mean, you got to love it, though. Whether he doesn't care.
He said it in jest, though, because I don't think he actually believes we didn't land on the moon, which is that bothers me only because I don't believe for a second we landed on the moon.
Wait, I think he. Listen, I can't get in his head, but I tend to think he doesn't think we did.
Well, I've seen him make comments like that before and then qualify them afterward.
Okay, but it's funny.
So it's funny. It's damn funny. Yeah, it's it was funny because
Tim Burchett today tweeted back at Elon Musk. He quote posted him something about, he said, wouldn't it be just cheaper to put, build bases in a Hollywood studio or something like that?
He said, so Elon Musk said, we're going to build bases on the moon or whatever. SpaceX is going to build some bases on the moon. And Tim Burchett said, wouldn't it be easier just to keep it in the Hollywood studio? Something like that. It was hilarious. It was wonderful. I hope he doesn't qualify it and say, I didn't. I was just joking around, because quite honestly, I mean, I don't see in this modern day and age how someone can believe we landed on the moon. And we're going to talk about this tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to do a special episode. There's a lot of things going, unless something drastic and measurable happens between our show tonight and tomorrow. We are doing a special episode on the JFK assassination, not the JFK assassination itself. But there's so many people on this planet and in this country who still believe that either Oswald was the shooter or Oswald did not act alone and was part of a conspiracy. I am going to prove that Oswald did not even fire the shot tomorrow night. It's not going to change mainstream narrative. It's not going to change mainstream narrative. But for the people that watch this show, maybe we can prove it, Jay. I don't know what your thought process is on it. Maybe you think Oswald fired the shot. I don't know.
I can
tell you right now, basic physics will tell you he did not fire the shot.
No, and I've heard that, and you're probably going to bring some stuff that I haven't heard, and there's a couple things already that I know that I think most people don't know about it.
Don't know.
It's out there, but most people don't know it because it's never really been talked about.
No.
And even stuff like that people have not heard before, but has been talked about, but it's just not out, will maybe make people think about it at least. But
oh yeah,
I've never thought that. First, I've never thought that if it was Oswald or if he was involved, I've never thought that he was alone. I just didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not. But I think I can prove beyond a reasonable doubt, actually, without, absence, the real ballistics and actual fingerprint evidence that I can't go back in time and gather. I believe absence those things, I can prove with beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not fire the shot at all.
All right. Well,
I've got videotape. I've got videotape of the shot, obviously. I've got videotape of the aftermath that shows things that people don't know about. There were also, we discussed this before, there are things prior to the assassination that most people don't know about. You know what the magic bullet theory is? Most people heard that name, but they don't know what it is. Do you know what the magic bullet theory is?
Go ahead.
The magic bullet theory is something from the Warren Commission, okay? And what it was, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow night, but basically it says that the bullet defied physics. It went through JFK's neck, upper neck, hit his back, hit through his back, went through whoever the hell the governor was. I don't remember his freaking name. Whoever the governor was, hit him in the wrist, stopped in midair, made the left turn, and hit him in his right thigh. And that is what the Warren Commission said happened. Okay. And there's other things that people don't know. I'm going to give you a taste. Most people do not know that JFK's brain was stolen and never found again. And that's pretty weird considering he was shot in the head.
Don't give any more away. Save it.
It'll be fun. It'll be really good tomorrow night.
Yeah,
we got a lot of good stuff. So
save it for tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow, hopefully by tomorrow, we find out. Well, we'll know tonight, actually, in about 40 minutes. Guess what closes? The polls in Texas.
Oh, that's right, isn't it?
And we will have, hopefully, another rhino purged out of the Senate when Ken Paxton beats John Cornyn tonight.
Oh,
if you're in Texas, if you're in Texas, right, Jack, you still got some time. Get out to the polls.
Yeah, I'll get there as soon as possible. What time? No, actually, in Texas, it's probably like 2 hours behind us. So
That's
I
think it's 1 hour.
A couple hours.
I think it's Central time. Central time. Yeah, they got it. They got a little more than 40 minutes.
Yeah. Oh wow. Well, then I would get there as soon as possible. But if you're watching this, I would assume you would have already voted. I would hope so. You would have already voted.
Or listen to us in the car and just get online. If you're online before the polls close, they can't kick you off a line. So get online.
You can vote online?
No. I mean, on the line to the poll. Like they can't. If you get online,
you can vote online. I'm like, holy shit! There's just something. A good way to cheat. They're gonna start voting online.
No, certainly not in Texas, especially. But no, get on the line before the polls closed, and they cannot kick you off the line. They have to let you vote.
Well, that's the premise. But we saw in 2020 that they very well will ignore the laws and quite possibly even arrest you if you're in line.
especially if you didn't have a mask on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In 2020, during that election, there were people that were told to leave the line when it closed. You got to leave. And then the cops actually removed them from said lines against election laws. And the thing is, it doesn't matter. They can't go back and vote. It's over. So
once it's closed.
Yeah, once the vote is over and it's in, I mean, you're not gonna be able to file a lawsuit and have it done by 7:00. So you're screwed. I mean, so if they want to remove you, they can, and nothing ever happens to them.
One day we should probably do a whole show on the 2020 election, just on election day. Just election day itself.
There are so many good things that people do not know or don't remember. And that's the one thing. That's the biggest thing. People memory hole shit. Okay. They forget to remember the horrible things. That's why when I see people complain about Trump, now, trust me, I complain about Trump too. There are things I don't like, but I would never say I wish I didn't vote for him. I would never say I wish he didn't win. And I'm going to tell you, because people forget what it was like under Biden. They forget. It's been a year and a half, roughly. They forget how bad it was. Jay, humans are animals that tend to forget for some reason.
I agree.
And they forget what it was like under Biden. They forget that right this very moment, this might be the UK. We could be prosecuted for speech in America at this moment had Trump not won. They forget that.
Oh, absolutely. And I go back and talk about forgetting. I go back to 2016 when he beat Hillary. I do it all the time. If she would have won, you imagine Hillary Clinton appointing a few more Supreme Court justices instead of Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and Barrett? Just imagine. And we always have some issues with, especially Barrett, but it would have been 3 more Ketanji Brown Jacksons.
All right. Funny. Barrett is the one person I could see being appointed by any of those presidents. She's that kind of person.
Yeah, you get fooled by some people sometimes. And then obviously a brilliant person. I mean, I remember during her confirmation hearing, she had no notes. She was talking like out of her head, like the questions. Obviously a very smart person, but not ideologically aligned like the way we thought she was. I mean, on certain issues, obviously. And it is what it is. But again, it would have been way worse than Amy Coney Barrett.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, oh my God. And Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh.
When I saw the look she gave him, man. When he passed her, when they shook hands and he passed her in the line, I saw the look she gave him. It was pure hate. I saw that. I will never forget that.
Wait, that was a video. I heard, Jack, that video was taken out of context, that there was something else. I heard that was
how it could be. I mean, it was literally, he passes her. She gives him a look like, I wish you were dead. I mean, I don't see how that can be taken out of context. Unless he passed her and said, you smell like shit. I don't see why she would give him that look.
I got to look at that again. But yeah, listen, point is, we'll take her over anything Hillary Clinton would have given us or Joe Biden would have given us. And we know what Joe Biden gave us. He gave us Ketanji Brown Jackson, probably the dumbest Supreme Court justice in the history of the country.
Oh, my God. That is horrible.
Oh.
She is horrible. She's a horrible. Oh, Jay, I forgot to show you something. I wanted to show everybody this. Okay, something funny happened at that Newark ICE facility. Let me see if it was today. It was earlier today, I believe. Actually, earlier today, something funny happened there. I want to show you guys all this. Okay, this is hilarious. So, two brown guys walked out of ICE's Newark facility. Right, the left just started cheering, only to find out they worked there. It was hilarious because
wait, hold on. So who are the racists here, Jack? Oh, they must be illegal aliens, right?
They thought they were like, oh, it's two brown guys.
Yeah.
ICE is releasing them.
Right.
And then someone yells out, they work here, dumbasses. And you could see the other facility staffers laughing behind the gate. I mean, they're laughing at these people. It was, oh my God.
Who are the real racists? Oh, they must be illegals.
This was, but it was just so damn funny because oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Let's just play this real quick, because this is hilarious, man. I must say, when you see something like this, I'm going to, hopefully it'll be loud enough. We're going to see if it'll be loud enough. Hopefully it will be. When you see something like this, it's absolutely funny. Let me see if the volume's all the way up on this. Yeah, it looks like it is. They're laughing.
That's racist. They just assumed.
They just assumed.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. That's my point. They assumed because they have dark skin that they work there. Listen, if I get my tan in the summer and I walked out, they'd be cheering for me, Jack.
That was so funny because I think they did that intentionally, if you want the truth, because they spoke in Spanish as they left. Did you notice that? They said something muchachos. I didn't hear what the first word was. They said something muchachos. So then they started clapping. You know, that was so funny.
That's a great troll. Great troll. Yeah. Great job.
Oh.
Keep doing that. Keep doing that.
The best thing you can do is mock these leftists into oblivion. I mean, you got to make them feel stupid for what they're doing. Now, I will say it's not going to work on most of them, because most of them are getting paid to do what they're doing. Okay, there is the occasional moron who joins them just because he's got nothing better to do. I saw a post earlier today that said, how do these leftists have all day to protest when I barely have an hour to go to the grocery store after work? Let me tell you, this is their job. They get paid to do this. So, I mean, most of these people are not here, just based on their own free will. They don't care about this shit, but they are paid to do it. If you were paid $25, $30 an hour, $5,000 a week, some of them, you would do it too. If it was on the right side, say it was something that you were maybe culturally aligned with, but you weren't actually going to go out and protest, but then they paid you a lot of money. Let's say, you went out there, Jay, they wanted to pay you $5,000 a week. Say you weren't rich, you paid $5,000 a week, and they wanted you to protest whatever it is for Trump. Now normally you're a Trump supporter, but you wouldn't normally go out there and just stand in front of whatever facility and protest. But if they're going to pay you this kind of money, that's a lot of money. $20,000 a month.
Not only that, Jack, I think a lot of these people, they're also getting paid. A lot of them are probably on welfare, so they're getting paid. Yeah, they're getting paid by you and me.
Under the table also. They get paid on welfare, but then they also get paid under the table, because most of these jobs are, quote, 1099 jobs, where you're supposed to report it yourself and not actually given any money or like a check. I mean, you're actually given like actual cash or something.
Well, Jack, before we move on from Texas, and it's very important, I want you to search on X, Low T Tallarico. Have you seen that commercial?
What the hell is a Tallarico?
Well, Tallarico is the person who Ken Paxton's going to end up running against in the Senate in Texas. He's the Democrat. He beat out Jasmine Crockett. This commercial, this guy, Jack, is left of AOC. This guy is...
Oh, this is that commercial you put up here. You reposted or something?
Yeah.
Is that the one you reposted?
The other day I did.
Well, this is what I saw. Is this it?
Yes. Play that.
Okay. All right. Let's take a listen and see about this guy. I don't know much about him. I can tell you he's not going to win. Well, as long as you vote, he's not going to win.
The Democrats have a weird candidate.
God is non-binary. There are many more than two biological sexes. In fact, there are 6. It is now existential that we try to reduce our meat consumption. The American flag is such a complicated symbol for most of us. Prophetic voices like Jesus have helped me reckon with my own whiteness, my own masculinity. Our southern border should should be like our front porch. There should be a giant welcome mat out front. No need to sit and cry over.
You know, I got to pause that just for a second. I wonder if he leaves his front door wide open at night.
You know, your whiteness or your masculinity. They're going to call me a radical leftist.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind, the trans children.
The Democrats have a weird candidate.
Low T Tallarico, too weak for Texas. Lone Star Liberty PAC is responsible for the content.
Very interesting. Low T Tallarico. What I'll tell you though, Jay, is I guarantee you what he just said, it would be akin to not being a front porch with a welcome mat. No, what it's akin to is leaving your door open, wide open, not unlocked, wide open at night, which I can promise you he does not do.
Of course not.
No.
That guy, Jack, if he ran in New York against a Republican that could thread the needle, kind of moderate, whatever, he'd lose.
Yeah.
That's how left that is. That is insanity. Everything that guy said is just off the reservation left. He makes AOC seem reasonable at times.
I gotta say, I like what Hickser says here. He says, I bet he leaves his back door wide open.
Very good, Hickser. Yeah, that's another thing. And that's another thing. This guy's talking about he's a Christian. He's this. Listen, save it, okay? Because everything that is about you isn't Christian, and we don't even have to say what it is. We could tell. We know.
Apparently, he's everything.
Yeah,
he's a Christian. He's a loves trans children. Which, by the way, there are no trans children. There are just the people there are just the kids that you convince they are groomed. One thing or another.
Yeah, the kids you've groomed.
There's no child who's 5, 10 years old saying, you know what, I think I was in the wrong body, unless they have some sort of mental illness that starts at a young age, which, because I mean, like I've said this before, it's not, which is more likely, Jay, that you were put in the wrong body or that you have a mental illness? I mean, what is the most likely scenario?
You have a mental illness.
Yeah. But see, they don't want to believe that. They can't believe that because people with mental illness don't believe that they have a mental illness. That's why. Why did we shut down insane asylums? When did we shut down insane asylums?
In 1980s.
Really? I could have swore we had them in the 90s. Mike?
In the 1980s that they started to get shut down. I think it was actually Ronald Reagan. I could do a little research on that, but yeah. I guess that people, I guess it was
probably there was a lot
probably pushed on it that it's inhumane. It's this, probably money came into it. Also, they cost a lot of money to run.
Well, they also did a lot of not only the abuse, but there was a lot of experiments done by the CIA at these particular facilities. And these people are helpless, man. They are helpless. So
could have been a lot of that. It could have been.
Now that I think about it, I can understand why. But we need something. If it's not an insane asylum, dude, there's got to be something short of prison, because you can't just round up people and put them in prison. But there's got to be something that someone can go commit somebody. Can you commit people still? Can you not even do that?
No, you can get committed into a mental ward. Yes, like in a hospital, we do it all the time in New York City when we would respond to an EDP, an emotionally disturbed person. You know what they called EDPs before I got on the job, Jack?
What's that?
They flat out referred to them as psychos.
Yeah.
And then they changed the language to EDP, emotionally disturbed person. So we would take them to the hospital. They'd be evaluated. And, but they wouldn't go into an insane asylum. Maybe they'd hold them for like 72 hours and they would maybe get counseling and be out. Jesus. But it's bad. I mean, it's all over the country. But when it comes to the kids and the kids who, these people, they're being groomed. That's what I posted today, that drag queen stuff. You have a couple of representatives in New York who want to actually have taxpayer dollars pay for drag shows at libraries and schools.
Oh, yeah, that's been going on for a while.
You're grooming children. And children at that age, they can get confused and maybe they feel like, oh, I'm a girl. Why do I like baseball? Does that mean I'm a boy? No, just means you're a girl that likes baseball. And if you have a problem with it and it becomes really a problem, we could have a counselor talk to you and help you through it.
Jay, I got to say, you're frozen right now, so I don't know if you can hear me. But when you freeze, it freezes you in the worst possible picture.
Of course it
Every
does.
time you freeze. It's not like a good looking, statuesque picture, It's a weird, picture where you look like Puff Daddy.
Right, like that. Of course it does.
I was just watching the Puff Daddy documentary. Every picture of him has his mouth wide open, and I'm thinking, I have no freaking idea. It's like maybe he's half retarded. I don't know. But what I can tell you is every time it freezes you, it does the same thing. You look just like Puff Daddy.
Unbelievable. And again, my internet, it might be, today, Jack, it might be too clear outside. I think
that is the problem. When it gets too clear, it gets all discombobulated.
It can't get through the Van Allen.
Its own Havana syndrome. What?
It can't get through the Van Allen belt.
No, ain't that people kill me. I don't want to keep to get back on that, but man, people kill me with shit. I like Hickser. Hickser comes up with good stuff. Make asylums great again. That could be the new MAGA slogan. I like that. He comes up with some pretty good stuff over there, I gotta say.
Yeah, absolutely. That works too.
It does. It keeps it, the way it's supposed to be, but you can use it for different things.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, real quick, I want to talk about, because our thumbnail talks about the biggest heist in human history. So I want to just talk about that for a second, because there's people like Nick Shirley and others who are going out and documenting fraud, specific types of fraud. But what people don't understand is the biggest heist in human history isn't, like a bank robbery or, even a regular, just a one type of single fraud. It's the United States government, getting looted from the inside. You got, fake social security numbers, dead people collecting checks, illegal aliens gaming benefits, Medicare scams, Medicaid fraud, Pentagon accounting errors, COVID relief theft, unemployment fraud, SBA loans, NGO laundering schemes, foreign aid kickbacks, contractor corruptions, billions vanished into clerical errors, trillions lost with nobody ever prosecuted. The Pentagon alone has lost $6 trillion in the last 20 years. Do you know how much $6 trillion? People hear $6 trillion. They can't comprehend $6 trillion in 20 years. They lost it. And just so people know, I'm going to tell you an actual fact here. On September 10th, 2001, Donald Rumsfeld comes out, gives a speech, says the Pentagon is missing $2.1 trillion. September 10th, 2001, Rumsfeld says we're missing $2.1 trillion. The next day, everybody forgot about it forever.
Well, yeah, obviously.
So,
and how many audits, Jack? How many audits in a row has the Pentagon failed? I think it was 7 or 10. Is it 10?
Well, if you go all the way back to 2021, I think they passed one. Right now, I believe it's 6 or 7. But before that, I think they failed like 6, passed 1, failed like 6 or 7 more. But see, the thing is, it doesn't matter if they fail. Why even have an audit if it doesn't matter?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all the fraud. Forget about the fraud. All right, we're talking about. Would you say before and I've heard, I think the president might have said this, if they found all the fraud and eliminated fraud, our deficit would be like gone.
No, not the deficit. We'd be able to actually balance the federal budget, because if the fraud was put back into the federal budget, if they eliminated the fraud, it would actually balance to where there is no deficit anymore. I mean, it won't take away the current deficit, but it won't make a future deficit.
Right. We wouldn't be adding to it.
Exactly.
Basically, right. And then over time, you could probably eat away at it. But
yeah. Well, at this point, it's like $1 trillion a month or a year or something, man. It's insane.
It's insane.
We can never catch up to that. Eventually, you mark my words, it may not happen in our lifetime, but eventually there will be a war over the debt. It's going to be China, or it's going to get tired of this shit.
Yeah. As long as we keep our economy the way it is, they'll deal with it. But listen, who knows? That's above my pay grade too. I'm not going to, but it is kind of, the number is so staggering. You can't even, it's like trying to figure out what the universe is, right? Yeah. You can't wrap your head around it. You cannot wrap your head around what $38 trillion is. It's impossible.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You don't even know you wouldn't even know how to quantify that. You just can't do it.
No, when people hear things like that, they don't actually understand what it means. Jay, I want to ask you something. There's a rumor going around right now, and it's the Daily Mail is usually pretty right on point if you want the truth. And they're saying that J.D. Vance is considering abandoning his run for president in 2028. But I got to say, the reason I'm willing to kind of believe it, you want to know why I'm willing to partially believe this, if you want the truth? He's not part of the bloodline.
We've talked about that bloodline constantly.
He's not part of the bloodline. Yeah.
But I don't know. What is their, I didn't read that article. What is their reasoning? What are they saying the reason is why he?
They have anonymous source or sources that are telling them this. But Jay, The reason it's halfway believable is because he's not in the bloodline. If you want the truth, look at history. History projects future, okay? Anything that you have done in the past usually repeats itself in cycles, okay? And it does it every single time. Every single time. How many presidents have there been? 46 or 7 or whatever it is. Different
40.
people, probably 45.
45
different presidents.
Yeah, 45 different, ones, right?
actual
Yeah.
different presidents, different people. And
Exactly.
only one of them was not part of the bloodline. And not only that, he was a one-term president, and he only won because the Republican Party was not a party at that time.
Yeah.
And nobody ever won again.
Well, we're kind of hoping that we get 2 people that aren't part of the bloodline that go against each other.
And there is 2 people. Kamala is also, that's why it makes me halfway believe the story. Because there are 2 people right now that are supposedly the front runners that are both not part of the bloodline. And I don't see the people, whoever is in charge of that shit at this moment, I don't see them allowing it, man. I don't see it. Do you see it? I mean, let's be real. Let's pretend. Actually, we don't even have to pretend. We proved that it was real. Let's say that it's real. We know the bloodline is real. We know all of those were connected to the bloodline. And we know the odds of that all happening by chance were 1 in 96 quintillion, which is way more than trillion if you guys don't know math. It's way more than trillion. It goes trillion, quadrillion, and then quintillion. So if it's 1 in whatever the hell I said, quadrillion, or quintillion, excuse me, then that tells you that it's impossible for it to have happened by chance. Okay, and if we're at this point, 2028 coming up, and it hasn't happened by chance, do you really think that all of a sudden 2 candidates, front runners, are not part of the bloodline, are both going to run against each other? I don't see it. That's what makes this believable.
Yeah, I just need more than neither is Rubio. It's correct. I just need more than anonymous sources. I mean,
No. It's what they're saying. I can't believe anonymous sources.
Right.
But what makes the story, the rumor, believable?
Yes, I get
the bloodline. Yeah,
I get it. That's the only thing that makes it kind of believable.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. I get
Otherwise,
it.
I'm believe.
Right. Otherwise, why would he give that up right now as a front runner to be the Republican nominee for president of the United States? Like, who gives that up?
But I can see him being pressured to give it up because he's not part of the bloodline. I can see that.
Right.
We proved that. I mean, we went through it, Jay.
No.
We went through it step by step.
Oh no, it's fact. It's absolutely fact. Anybody could look that up. Right. We've proven that. That's 100%. That is stone cold fact, not debatable. It's just not. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see as we come closer. I'm gonna make my prediction right now. And
I would wait a minute just to see if there's one person, a bloodline against each other. If there's not, Jay, they're both not going to run against each other.
I'm just taking.
It's going to be one or the other. Okay.
I'm just taking my chances.
It's on. I mean, this is live. It's being recorded. I would just wait. Just wait. We're in 2026. There's no reason. You don't have to do it now.
Why not? I'm just going to
because the bloodline.
If I'm wrong, nothing's going to happen to me. I'm wrong. Whatever.
Oh, I'm gonna mock you mercilessly.
That's fine. What I'll say is this: I think JD Vance, regardless, listen. Trends are made to be.
Don't do it.
Trends are made to be broken, Jack. Trends are made to be broken.
This is not a trend. This is not a trend. This does not happen by chance, Jay. We know that.
All right, listen. I'm gonna say we break it this time around, and JD Vance.
It's not a trend, though. It's not something to be broken. This is a forcible thing.
Well, I'm saying
we know that.
I'm saying that it's over.
For it to be over, they would all have to be dead.
It's over. I think JD Vance, I'm saying this now, 5/26/26, 7:43 p.m. Eastern on Secret America, that JD Vance will be the Republican nominee for president in 2020.
Nominee, maybe. Yeah. President, no.
Well, then, who do you think? Well, we know that Kamala's not in the bloodline.
No, it depends on who runs that is in the bloodline.
Well,
whichever side it is.
Pete Buttigieg, Deborah just said not in the bloodline.
He wouldn't win even if he was in the bloodline.
I'm just saying.
My God.
Gavin Newsom, Jack, not in the bloodline.
No, he's not either. No.
You checked him. So what Democrat is there? Is it somebody we're just not thinking of? It's got to be
Obama. Come out of nowhere. Not Obama himself. No, I'm not talking about Barack Obama himself. I'm saying an Obama type that comes out of nowhere is what I'm saying.
Somebody like that.
Yeah, that'll come out of nowhere.
That'll come out of nowhere. Anything's possible. Absolutely. That could happen.
Happened with Obama. Happened with Vivek Ramaswamy. Don't tell me it can't happen again.
Of course it could. 100%.
She could come out of nowhere.
Of course it could. It definitely could. But I'm just going to say for the Republicans.
Oh, she was talking about Hegseth.
Oh,
you went straight to Buttigieg.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went for, of course I did, because, but Hegseth, yes, we checked him too. I don't think Hegseth would run for president anyway, but.
No, he wouldn't win. No offense. He just wouldn't win.
Yeah, I don't think he would. Oh, my God. Chelsea Clinton, Raina. Oh, God, please.
Well, the Clintons are a part of it. We already know that. That's why we know Hillary and Bill are actually distant cousins.
Raina, we can't have that. We can't have that. Can't have Chelsea
That's
Clinton.
Actually very possible, though. That is a possibility.
God.
She is part of that whole thing.
Let her run. Please let her run. Please.
But
Chelsea
CJ,
Clinton
that's the
run.
thing, though. If she is part of it, and which she is, we know she is. She is part of it. If she runs against somebody that's not part of it, they've got no chance. We've been through the math on this, Jay.
And Jack,
we've been through
is Michael Obama part of the bloodline? We checked that. Is Michael Obama part of the bloodline?
Actually, I don't know. I don't remember checking.
Check Michael Obama, because
that's interesting. You know what? I thought she was going to run in 2024. If you want God's honest truth, well, I thought she was going to run there.
Well, honestly, did we talk about this on Friday? It feels like it was a year ago, but that Michael Obama would be the one person that we might be afraid of.
Yeah. I mean, quite honestly, because there's still so many people that believe she's a good person and a she.
Yeah. Check Michael.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it. Let's see.
And I think we did, and I don't think she is, or he is, whatever it is. I don't think so.
Let's check and see. So. Plantagenet. That's what people don't know. Plantagenet bloodline. The royal Plantagenet bloodline is what it is. So let's check.
King John Lackland.
Yep. Well, the blood. It's the bloodline, and it's King John Lackland's the common ancestor, but it's the Plantagenet bloodline that runs through him.
All right.
No, there's no credible evidence. Yeah, see, it even says all this different bullshit. No, she's apparently let's see, what is she? She's actually African American roots. She's not got any English or any kind of roots from overseas, at least not European overseas, if you will.
Okay. So, I mean, right, it's not it's going to be real interesting, just because when we first broke that, we talked about it. We talked about it. We were the first ones that brought it back to the forefront when it was forgotten about for years. Nobody talked about it. And when we brought it back on that show, we were like, I can't wait to see who the nominees are. Like in the Republicans, you're going to look at the debate stage, right? And say there's like 8 of them. You're going to be like, okay, that one, is he? Is he? Is she? Yeah. Is he? Is he? And then we're like, and then as they kind of fall by the wayside, you know how that works, right? When they, as the primaries go on, one get knocked off and another one gets knocked off, and we're like, we can't wait to see like who's left at the end and what happens.
Exactly. But I want to tell you right now, if someone is in the bloodline, is running for president, and the other person is not, I would run straight to Poly Market and put money down on that person that is part of the bloodline. If there was ever a sure bet in American history, this is it.
That is not financial advice, by the way.
No, it is not. I said that's what I would do. I'm not telling you to do
it. I'm telling you. I can't wait. But I made my prediction. I'm going to stick with it. I still think it'll be JD Vance. I think it'll be JD Vance.
It's possible that he becomes the Republican nominee because the other person might be part of the bloodline.
Well, that's another thing.
Democrat.
We can't think of the Democrat. Like, we can't see it right now. And usually, though, Jack, it would be somebody it's not going to be somebody out of like stone cold nowhere. Barack Obama still was a senator. He was a junior senator only for like a couple of years, but he did make that speech.
Out of nowhere.
Well, he did make that speech at the convention. They were grooming him, but he
that was for president. That was why he made that speech.
He made that speech for John Kerry.
I'm saying that's why he made the speech. Yes. Yeah, to push him in the public consciousness.
Correct. But we didn't think that he would move up that quickly, and he did. That was all
orchestrated.
Well, that's how it was, right?
And I have a book coming out about that, by the way.
All right,
it's gonna be very good.
What is it? Baramo Baca.
Yep, that's him right there. It's funny because I it's gonna be funny, man, because it's not. Well, it's actually it's a novel, but wait till I get to the part, because I'm not at the part yet where I'm writing about Robin Michelson. I'm not at that part. It's not Michael Robinson, it's Robin Michelson.
I got it.
So I'm not at that part.
Right, Baramo Baca and.
See,
Fetterman. Didn't we check Fetterman? I don't think he is either.
Fetterman is actually the one person, and this might sound weird, and it might be a negative thing. I don't know, but he's the one person where if I didn't like the Republican candidate, I might actually vote for him. If you want the God's honest truth.
Well, I mean, that's a stretch for me.
I'm saying
still.
if I didn't like the Republican, I haven't met a Republican
them.
I didn't like. I'm joking. I hate some Republicans, but I mean, you can't like every freaking Republican. It's not possible. So
I would really have to hate him, Jack.
But if say someone like John Thune ran for president, right? I would vote for Fetterman over John Thune if you want the truth.
It'll never happen, thank God. John Thune, and as we're going to see tonight, hopefully in very short time, we're going to see that part of the Republican Party is being purged. It's going to take time. So. Just like in South Carolina, we still have rhinos stopping the redistricting in South Carolina. It's going to take time. These people, Jack, and we've come up with a new name. When we purge a rhino, when we primary them out, it's the Indiana treatment. They got to get the Indiana treatment. That's what happened to that state. Remember real recently when you had all of them that went against redistricting and like 5 out of the 7 of them got wiped out. They need the Indiana treatment. That's what we got to do to these people. And it's going to take time. It's a process, but it's starting.
I will say that Florida's is going to go through. Florida's is looking real good right now.
Yes, Florida. Alabama got stopped somehow, Jack, in court. Somehow in court, Alabama.
Due to you're not going to believe this. Okay, so Alabama, the Republicans redrew the lines in Alabama because the Supreme Court deemed them racially biased. They deemed them that they were drawn for black people. One of the seats. You can't do that based on color. But Alabama, a federal court just ruled that that's not going to go through because it's against black people, because black people don't have their own seat. So what the hell, are we just not going to do maps anymore? Is that what's happening?
Just bring it back let it go right to the Supreme Court again. But the only problem is it's not going to be ready in the midterms, and we're going to get screwed out of that seat, probably. Whatever. But I'm just glad that they're actually trying, and I think actually Brian Kemp in Georgia. I mean, better late than never.
The worst.
Well, yeah, he finally decided, I think, that he's going to try to redo the map in Georgia, and that would net 2 more seats for Republicans. You know
why South Carolina didn't happen, right?
What's that?
You know the reasons they gave why South Carolina didn't happen? The same thing you just said. It's not going to happen by the midterms. Oh, we don't want to rush it. We don't want to.
Right.
That is the Republican Party in a nutshell. When they get power, oh no, we don't want to stomp on their agenda. We don't want to rush things.
Yeah.
Take your time, slow down. 4 years is a long time. Take your time, and then before you know it, it's 20 years later, and we're all in camps.
Right, and we're not having this podcast anymore because we're not allowed to say anything.
Exactly.
Man.
By the way, Jay, real quick, just so everybody knows, it is possible to get rid of the Constitution. Venezuela has had 26 constitutions, just so you know that. So in America, people think, the Constitution is going to protect us. No, it's possible to rip up the Constitution.
Listen, anything is possible. It's much more difficult to do it here. Obviously, you need a constitutional convention. Listen, they even if they don't get rid of it, Jack, what they do is they neuter it. Mm-hmm. They weaken it, just like the Second Amendment. How much have they weakened the Second Amendment? All these laws and all these red flags and all these checks. And I'm not saying whatever how you feel about it, but they have neutered the Second Amendment, the Democrats, anytime they could. We've had to go to the Supreme Court to kind of get that back and to make it right with Bruin and whatever. But that's what they do. Just even if they can't outright get rid of an amendment, what they do is they neuter it, and that's what they want to do to pack the Supreme Court. Is basically. They want to put, I think, 16 people, and if the Democrats take power, they're going to put all Democrat leftist whack jobs like Ketanji Brown Jackson on the court, which means they'll never lose.
That's the whole point. Is you can neuter the Constitution by packing the Supreme Court. Yeah. If you put in there people are going to vote your way of thinking every single time, the Constitution no longer matters. But it is not ripped up, so it's still a symbolic thing that people feel like they have to follow.
Yeah, and they'll say, and here's the other thing. See, they'll never get rid of it, Jack, because they'll always like to say, well, we believe in the Constitution. No, you don't. You believe in what you want it to say, not what it actually says.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Exactly. That's the thing. And it's kind of like when you brought up, it was a while ago, but you said with the Soros prosecutors, the Soros DAs.
That was brilliant the way they did it, I gotta say.
You don't have to get rid of laws.
No.
You just don't enforce them.
Exactly. And he was I got to say, Soros is a genius, man. I mean, I don't like Soros any more than the next guy, but he is the one that figured out over anybody else that local city and state DAs, you don't have to change any of the laws. You just don't enforce them. So if you can get people in there, won't enforce them. They're just happy to be there. They're happy to get elected. They're happy to collect their paycheck, happy to get the pension, whatever it is. And they won't enforce any of the laws. And that's why California is burning at this moment. By the way, I do want to say, I got to say, I was kind of, on Spencer Pratt, I was like, I don't really care because LA sucks. But I got to say now, I'm for Spencer Pratt because he just filed a complaint on Mayor Karen Bass for violating election laws. Now, nothing's going to happen. It's California, it's Los Angeles. But he filed the complaint. Right. And he actually is catching up to her in donation money. He is a heavy hitter now.
Jack, if Spencer Pratt's message is actually able to get out, all right, I think he's got a chance. I think there are plenty of people that are not completely crazy. We know the completely crazies are never going to vote for Spencer Pratt. We know that.
Yeah, but LA's like 50% illegals, man.
But that's a problem too. But I think there are people there that can be swayed by just common sense that Spencer Pratt's talking about with the homeless, how he says, no, you're going into mandatory drug treatment. You're not just going to be able to stay on the streets and do your drugs and test them on dogs and all the other crap you're doing. You're getting off the street. We're putting you into mandatory treatment, and we have housing for you, and we're going to put you in it.
That can't happen. As much as I would love for it to happen, you can't force somebody off the street into drug treatment. That's illegal.
I don't know. Is it?
You can't.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
In the absence of them committing a crime or being involuntarily committed, they cannot just be swept off the street and thrown into drug treatment.
They don't. But if they're not allowed to live on the street, Jack.
Well, yeah, you can arrest them. I mean, what if they're on a public sidewalk at the time? It just depends. There are so many freaking laws, non-laws.
If they're laying on a public sidewalk, they're blocking a sidewalk. They're not allowed to lay there. There are ways.
They're get arrested for that the other day on a video. That was unbelievable. But you're right. They arrested the guy.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
He was sitting there.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. All right.
But so they won't arrest the protesters in the middle of the street. But the guy sitting on the sidewalk with his dog, they take him in.
That goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning of the show with what's going on in New Jersey. But there are ways. There are ways and workarounds to do this. Democrats always find a workaround. Maybe Spencer Pratt, find a workaround, make it work. And listen, the guy is just talking common sense. I didn't know Spencer Pratt before this. I didn't watch that show. I didn't care. Yeah. But all I can say is the show that he was on reality TV was Real Housewives or some shit with his wife Heidi Montage.
I don't watch reality TV. So
I don't either. But that's how he became famous. That's how he had his name out there.
We got a reality TV star. California, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the freaking Terminator. Now you got a reality TV star going to be the freaking mayor. Man, California is just out there.
Maybe that's the only way you could win out there as a Republican is actually have that kind of name clout. It's
probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jack, we're almost coming to the end. You want to talk about our sponsor one more time and we'll get out of here.
I do, but I want to say one more thing about what you just said. Actually, I did think of a way they could do it. They could say, all right, look, you're either going to go to jail or you're going to go to drug treatment. Because, if you're out there living on the street, it is illegal. If you're blocking a sidewalk, there's all kinds of ordinances you can charge somebody with. And you can say you're going to go to jail or you're going to go to drug treatment. Some of them will choose jail, but most will choose drug treatment.
Yeah. And in jail,
you can't force them in, though. You can give an option.
In jail, good luck doing drugs. Well, you probably can, but not the kind you want. But good luck.
And then the things that you have to do to get them, you have to be enthusiastic about. Boy.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just say real quick, for anybody that has not visited maxassociates.etsy.com, you guys are really missing out because, I know there's so many people that buy, patriotic things. Well, they have not just patriotic apparel, but also USA Pride gifts, and you get 20% off every order of $20 or more and free shipping anywhere in the United States. You're not going to beat that deal. You're not going to match that deal anywhere else. So there's a lot of people that watch the show that buy patriotic stuff all the time. They got flags, they got mugs, phone cases, clothing, bags, whatever. This is the place you want to go. If you're going to go and buy something else somewhere else, here you could get that same thing. You could get better things, and you'll definitely get a better deal. So maxassociates.etsy.com. That is the place to go with Father's Day and the U.S.'s 250th anniversary coming up. All right, Jay, I want everybody to please make sure you guys follow us on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram. You can follow Jay on TikTok at @opinionsvary with an A. We are no longer on TikTok thanks to their very anti-free speech rules, which is weird because supposedly they were bought. The American version was bought by Ellison, who was supposed to be Elon Musk's best friend, but TikTok hasn't changed a lick. Very weird. But anyways, that's beyond the point. So X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram, it's all Secret America TV. You can watch us live every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night, we have a special episode. We're going to get off here right now. But tomorrow night, we have a special episode, the Kennedy assassination. But it's not just Kennedy assassination. It is actually proving that Oswald not only was not part of a conspiracy, but he never even fired the shot. He had nothing to do with it, if you want the God's honest truth. And that's just what I believe I'm going to prove. And I think Jay, he's been doing some research into it too. And I feel confident that he believes the same thing. We'll find out tomorrow. We don't know. So we'll find out tomorrow. As far as, say again, Jay?
I said, we shall see.
Yeah, definitely. And as far as, Hickster said, thank you for asking about the Secret America shirts. We should have some of those at some point soon. We're going to have some Secret America stuff. Okay, so for Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.